Just like the 25th is silver and the 50th is gold, the 30th anniversary is represented by the pearl. This year, as we celebrate Columbia Southern University alongside our graduates, we find no more fitting metaphor to describe the remarkable journey that brought each of you here today. Much like the pearl, you refused to yield in the face of adversity. You responded to pressure with unparalleled resilience and unwavering strength. Every experience, every challenge was a layer added to your unique story. And like the oyster unveiling its precious pearl, you too have opened up, revealing a treasure that has been forming within yourself. Graduates, today is a testament to you, to your enduring spirit and commitment. This journey has transformed you, forging you into individuals who are wiser, more compassionate, and stronger than you ever imagined you could be. You have dedicated yourselves to learning and persevered through late nights of hard work to stand here today. And just like the pearl, your value doesn't diminish because of those challenges. It shines brighter because of them. To the graduating class of 2023, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Styron. I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Russ Kendzior. As the founder and chairman of the board of the National Floor Safety Institute, Russ Kendzior is recognized worldwide as one of the leading safety experts specializing in slip, trip, and fall prevention. As president of Traction Experts, Inc., Mr. Kendzior has consulted with numerous Fortune 500 corporations and has represented both plaintiffs and defendants as an expert witness on more than 1,300 slip, trip, and fall related lawsuits. Mr. Kendzior is the secretary of the NFSI B101 Committee for the Prevention of Slip, Trips, and Falls and is a member of the Board of Delegates of the National Safety Council. Mr. Kendzior has testified before the Occupational Health and Safety Administration, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, as well as the International Code Council. Sought nationwide as a safety consultant, public speaker, and expert witness, Mr. Kendzior is the author of 4 best-selling books on slip, trip, and fall prevention, entitled Slip and Fall Prevention Made Easy, Falls Aren't Funny, Floored Real-Life Stories from a Slip and Fall Expert Witness, and A Lawyer's Roadmap to Slip, Trip, and Fall Litigation. Mr. Kendzior has appeared on numerous national television and cable programs, including PBS, Inside Edition, Good Morning America, CBS News, and ABC News Primetime What Would You Do?, and is the creator and host of the Safety News podcast and YouTube channel. Please welcome Mr. Russ Kendzior.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to go ahead and recognize 2 gentlemen who were in the U.S. military who did not stand, and I'd ask that they do so right now. Admiral, Chief Master Sergeant, both of these gentlemen served our country. They served our country, and as we were talking before I took the stage, we're going to recognize them for what they did, their service, but understand these are the people you served. These are the people you defended. These are the American people, the American public. You're the best and brightest of our country. No matter what we hear in the mainstream media, You're the best we got. I'd like to also recognize the delegation, the students from Vietnam. Would you mind standing? Wow. You're the best your country has. You're doing your part to make your country and every other country, including those of you that may remain here in the United States, better. And it's all about making things better. That's what my career has been focused on. It's been focused on you, making the world safer. And we talk about slip and fall safety or slip and fall prevention. I don't know how many of you even knew there was an industry around slips and falls. There is. We all have personal experience with falling from our first steps as children. And it's something that carries through our life. And of course, as we age, we again are haunted by falls. In fact, falls are one of the leading causes of accidental injury and the leading cause of accidental death in our country for people over the age of 70. And so it's a national crisis. But I'd first like to go ahead and again tell you how impressed I am by all of you and the sacrifices your family had made for you, the foundation that got you to where you were. It's a happy day. It's a good day. It's a day of success. You've worked hard to get here. Some of you may find one day you're probably going to wish you're still in college because the real world creeps up on you real fast because right now it's just about work. Now comes the hard part. Now comes the hard part. Where do you go from here? What do you do with your life? How do you apply that education you got, that pedigree, to helping people? It's all about you helping people. That's what I did. You know, I've traveled across the country. I speak a lot at universities, predominantly schools that have a department of psychology or philosophy. And they asked me to talk about happiness. Now, you'd sit there and say, what is a guy who grew up in the city of Chicago from a large family, 3 brothers, 1 sister, my parents, who served as my foundation. And sometimes we take that for granted, but you say to yourself, what does this guy have to say to me? And you know what? It's about core values. You see, I was you. I was a non-traditional student. I didn't take the normal path in life. I was not a particularly good student in high school, and frankly, not a lot of people had high expectations for me. That's the truth. But I went on. I went to college. I studied mathematics, which was a subject that I was predominantly not very good at. And I'd like to say that college was the best 7 years of my life. Took a while. But you know, during that process of struggling through college, I was blessed by having a close friend who became my wife, Lisa, who's sitting here in the front row. And if it wasn't for her, I certainly would not have gotten through college. And I would never have been the person that succeeded in industry and the things I've done since then. But it was her, and it was my family. That was my foundation. That was the privilege I had in my life. People who supported me. And you have the same thing. And so I asked the question, what is happiness to you? What's going to make you happy? I mean, today's a happy day, but tomorrow's going to creep up on you. What's going to make you happy next week, next month? What is success to you? What is success? Is it money? Is it fame? Is it notoriety? Social media will tell you, yes, it's all the above, but for most, that's unattainable. You see, your journey is one that's already been planned for you. I believe that the Lord has a purpose for every one of us. I think we're called to do something by God. And I found that purpose in my life. I found it in a very unusual way. I wasn't looking for it. I mean, I graduated from college in 1985, moved to Dallas, Texas with my wife, didn't have a job. We had to borrow money for the U-Haul. That's a common story. That's nothing special. It was hard, but I enjoyed it. Moved to Texas, took my first job selling floor covering. I was a floor covering salesman with a degree in mathematics. Remember, that was a subject I really struggled with, mathematics, and I got a degree in mathematics. You believe that? Wow. Part of that degree, part of math majors' way of learning is problem solving, right? Math is all about problem solving. So in my first job, selling floors for a commercial distributor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, one of the questions that came up quite a bit, Russ, we bought floors from you. These are schools, hospitals, large, retailers, and the floors are slippery. What can you do to help us? And there's two kinds of people. The kind of people that say, hey, I found a problem and somebody needs to do something about it. And then there's people like me, and many of you, that say, there's a problem and I'm going to do something about it. Well, I wasn't prepared. I never had a business class. I didn't have a chemistry background. I didn't know what I was really getting into, but I knew there was a problem, and a problem that I probably could solve because I was a math major, and math majors know how to solve problems. So I quit my job. My wife, Lisa, we've been married now 41 years. Imagine putting up with me that long. She supported me. I had this quest of I'm going to come up with a way to make floors so they're not slippery, and it was a simple idea. We're going to create a floor cleaning product that doesn't have soap in it. Because my theory, ladies and gentlemen, was soap makes floors slippery. Like a mother taught you, if you want to remove a ring from your finger, what do you put on it? Soap and water. So I thought I'll invent a floor cleaning product that has no soap in it. What a great idea. What I didn't realize is it couldn't be done. So I quit my job, and for 3 years I sacrificed, along with my family, to come up with this grandiose solution to a problem that everybody on this planet has a fear of, and that's falling. And so after 3 years of literally mixing chemicals in my garage, mopping floors for free. I was a janitor with a degree in mathematics. And one day, one of my guinea pigs came to me and said, I say guinea pigs, one of my customers for my floor covering day said, hey, the stuff you've been bringing works. Can we get more of it? Well, I wasn't even prepared for that. Like, get more of it? You mean I have to, sell it now? I was just used to failure. See, failure was a great teacher for me. It's a good teacher for all of you. Okay? I mean, if it wasn't for failure, we would all be successes, right? But failure taught me a lot. And I would encourage you, dreamers, and I hope you all have big dreams too, don't be afraid of failure, because failure is going to help you. It's going to help you a lot. So my failure turned into my first national account. Remember, 3 years of sacrifice, no revenue, no money, being told, when are you going to get a real job? That's what entrepreneurs hear all the time. Any of you have an interest in entrepreneurship? Well, get used to people telling you you're not going to do it. You can't make it. You're going to fail. Why are you wasting your time? Go get a real job. Never understood what a real job was. I thought I had a real job. After 3 years, I had my first account. McDonald's restaurants. Yeah. Then they called me an overnight success. I'm like, overnight success? You didn't see what I had to put into this. From there, I developed a line of slip-resistant footwear, which many of you probably have worn if you worked in the fast food industry. It's called Tread Safe shoes from Walmart. Originally, they were called Traction Plus Tread Safe. My company was Traction Plus. From there, I developed the pop-open wet floor sign. You ever see these? Look like a tent. In fact, we called them safety tents. I built an entire industry, a global industry, a distribution throughout the United States and Europe. It was a big deal. And it came from struggle. It came from failure. And it came from sacrifice. Don't be afraid to work hard. Do you want to do something big with your life? Do you? Well, something big could mean anything. It could be commercial, could be just being an outstanding mom or dad, right? A supportive person to your friends. Somebody that's just is there all the time. Success comes in all different shapes and sizes, and I would ask you to consider that road ahead. We kind of go through life looking forward. Where are we going to go? And then when we hit a certain age, we start to look backward. Where did we come from? We judge ourselves backwards as we're looking forwards. Well, today's an opportunity for you to take that first step, to really evaluate what you want to do. Dream big. Not everybody is called to change the world. but maybe just serve as a really good example. Those are the people behind you. These are your examples. These are the people that helped you get to where you are. Now your job is to do what they did for others. You see, it's what you do for others that brings you happiness. It's what you do for others that will bring you peace. When I say happiness, I don't mean money. Some of the most miserable people I know are very wealthy. And some of the happiest people I know don't make a lot of money. It's doing for others, giving of yourself, dedicating your life to helping others, regardless of who they are. I just told you about products that I developed back in the 1990s, that every single one of you probably have been impacted by one of my products. And none of you know me. See, it doesn't matter. It's not about recognition, it's about serving, giving to others. That's going to bring you to where you want to be. You know, we all have great ideas. And we all like living in that end result. We all have dreams. But the hard part is getting through that middle part. See, you're in the middle part now. You've reached the goal. You've reached the milestone. You're a different person today. You're not the same person you were before you had the opportunity and completed your education. So you're a different person. But you know what comes along with that? Responsibility. Responsibility. You know, I'm a floor safety guy, and as I mentioned a moment ago, you say, well, what does he have to do with me? Well, you are all safety people. Every single one of you. Your parents, they had to look out for your safety as you were a child. You are all safety people. See, we are all the same. We are all Americans. I'm you. What I achieved, you can achieve. You can do far, far more with your life than oftentimes you think. And I'm here to tell you, the time is now to do it. The time is now for you to evaluate where you go in life, the course that you set out in front of you. What do you want to do? You know, every time you go through something tough, like what you just went through, getting a college degree, it makes you better. It makes you stronger. You know, the strongest blades in the world, swords, were made the strongest because they were intensely heated and beaten on over and over and over. It's going to make you very, very strong. It's going to bring peace to you, but most importantly, it's going to make our country and all of you, the audience, better and safer. And so in closing, I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice, and I think this would be, for the most part, pretty general. Number 1, be very careful who you pick as a spouse. I mean, it could make a big difference in your life. Remember, this is the person that has more influence on you than anybody else. Good and bad, right or wrong. I made a good choice. I didn't realize it at the time. It took me 40 years to figure that out, or ish. But who you associate with, your friends, the people you bring into your life can impact the trajectory that you are headed in. Number 2, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Understand your limitations and your strengths. What are you good at? What do you like to do? What aren't you good at? And what don't you like to do? We all have those internal conflicts. Shut the phone off. Get off social media. Spend some time just within yourself in silence, because that's how God speaks to us, is in silence. Okay? See, we were created for a reason. We were created for a purpose. We have music inside of us that we want to play. And many people never get to play it. How many people you know that have friends or family that are miserable? Can't wait to retire. Hate my job. Don't like my boss. I mean, sadly, that's kind of how it is, right? And you say, well, these were people just like you, young, full of energy, full of so much future. How did they hit this dead end? And the answer is because they took the easy path. I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, do not take the easy path. Push yourself. Push yourself further. not only for your benefit, but for the benefit of your neighbors, your family, your friends. All of them are behind you. These are the people that helped you get to where you are in your journey. And so with that, I'd like to thank the faculty and staff of Columbia Southern University for welcoming me here today, and wish you and all of your classmates and your family a very happy day. It's one that you deserve, and go out and make the world a little bit safer. Thank you.